Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here. Welcome back to the Until Dawn Everybody Dies walkthrough. This is my Douchebag edition walkthrough, so I'll be making all of the wrong decisions. Now, it's very important to note right here, what we're about to do, this is the first occasion in the game where we can actually decide a character's fate. And because this is an Everybody Dies walkthrough, we are going to make sure Jess is the first character to not make it through the night. So you will be thrown into the shoes as Mike, and right now you have to chase after Jessica, who was taken away by something that we weren't able to see near the end of the last episode. So what you're going to do here is you're often going to be presented with two different paths to take. You can take a fast path that is much riskier, or you can take a safe path, but it's a lot slower. And so in order to ensure that you don't catch up with Jessica, you're going to want to take the slower, safer path. And as long as you do that, as long as you take all of the slow paths, as long as you miss some quick time events, basically just don't do this part perfectly and you'll be fine. So again, Jess is being taken away right now, and you're going to see right here, we can either jump down or go around. Jumping down, that's obviously the riskier thing to do. You risk hurting your ankle or whatnot. But if you go around, it's safer, but of course it's going to take more time. I mean, you can see just how slow that little animation was. And so that's what you're going to want to do here. Now again, remember, if you're going for the trophy required, or if you're going for the trophy that requires that you keep every character alive, well then you're going to do the exact opposite here. You're going to take all of the faster paths. But because in this walkthrough I chose to do Everybody Dies, then I'm going to take the slower paths. And as you can see right there, that's just plain funny. Like, I intentionally missed the quick time event, and Mike just completely ate shit when he hit his head on that tree. So I'm just going to have a little fun with it. Like I said, even with doing a no-death playthrough, you don't really need a walkthrough. Like, it should be somewhat common sense that if you go slowly, Jess isn't going to survive this. So again, just, you know, play it safe, take it slow, and by the time you reach Jessica, she will be the first character in the game to die. Now, it is important to note that sometimes in this game, it's a little unclear if you've actually killed a character or not. And for the sake of no spoilers, I'm not going to elaborate on that. You'll see what I mean a little later on in the game, but the point is, at certain times it might seem like a character has been killed, but then later on you might find that, oh no, they didn't, because oftentimes the level will end on some sort of cliffhanger where it looks like the character's gonna die, but then maybe they don't. And so right here, again, you're just going to always take the slow, safe decision. And by the time you get to this point here, assuming you've done that, assuming you've taken all of the slower paths, by the time you reach Jessica, it should be the case that she is dead. And it should be obvious, but you'll see why I say that in a couple of seconds. Now, it is important to know that even if Jessica doesn't die here, like even if you wanted to take all of the fast and risky paths, you can still kill Jessica later on in the game. So even if you don't kill her right now, it's not the end of the world, it's not the end of the Everybody Dies playthrough. You can certainly have her die at a later point in the game. So that is important to take note of, and that's often the case with numerous characters. And in fact, the opposite holds true as well, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second if I remember to come back to that point. But right here, so if you watch what happens, so there you go, Jess is dead, and you can see her whole, like, and right here, Mike, he's thinking to himself, like, shit, I shouldn't have taken the slow paths. God. So you can see her complete, like, lower jaw and neck have been ripped away. So that's what I meant when I said that right now it should be obvious that she is dead just based on looking at her. But the reason I bring that up is because when I did my playthrough for everyone surviving, it actually wasn't obvious to me that she wasn't dead, because the same exact thing will happen, but instead of her whole jaw being ripped out, she just looks like unconscious. Like, she's definitely unconscious, and she looks kind of bruised and beaten up. And so when I was doing my Save Everybody playthrough, I got to this part and I saw her and I thought, I'm not sure if she's alive or not. But rest assured, you can definitely tell that she's dead. So right there, as long as you see her jaw ripped out, you got nothing to worry about. You should be fine. That's 1 character down, 7 to go. Remember, there are 8 characters in total, and our goal for this playthrough is to make sure all of them don't survive the night. Now, right here, I'm just kind of having a little fun with it and missing some of these quick time events just to kind of see what would happen. But the point I want to get to, so I made the point that that sometimes it might seem like a character dies, but they end up not dying. And so the same holds true in the sense that sometimes it seems like no matter what you do, or sometimes, I don't know how to word this. Basically what I want to say is there are certain characters in the game, and I'm not going to say who because, again, I don't want to give away spoilers, but there are certain characters in the game that no matter what you do, they virtually cannot die until the end of the game. And so basically what that means is that you can't finish this game in under 10 episodes. Like, the game is 10 episodes long, so someone might think, oh, I wonder if it's possible to get through the game in only 8 episodes, you know, if I can kill everyone as quickly as possible. But that to kind of have a fail-safe against that, the developers made sure there are certain characters, I think there are 2. There are 2 characters that no matter what you do, they will not have a possibility of dying until later on in the game. Now, perhaps you already know, or perhaps you can easily guess what 2 characters those are. I don't think it's that difficult of a guess if you know about the characters and maybe the actors that are playing those characters. But again, for the sake of spoilers, I'm going to refrain from elaborating on that point any further. But regardless, we have 1 character that is now dead, and so now we only have 7 more to go, and we're in episode 4. And so this is kind of the point where I made note of this earlier in the walkthrough. I said that, you know, the game starts off very slowly, and as a result of that, the game, because the game starts off so slowly, the videos are also just typically longer in the beginning. So I can't remember if it was like chapter 2 or chapter 1, but it was like 50 minutes long, as opposed to, you can see this level here is only about 16 minutes long. And I think the rest of the videos in this walkthrough are all going to be relatively short. So now that things have kind of started to pick up, this is when shit really hits the fan, and this is when the story really gets involved, and things just move at a much quicker pace. So there's no more, you know, there's not as much backstory being set up, there's not as much character development. Now we're really kind of into the horrors of the night. And so with Jess dead, and again, if she happened to not die right there, don't worry, you can still kill her later on in the game. I think in like maybe episode 7 or 8, I can't remember for sure. But now we're going to take control of Chris. And if you remember at the end of the last episode, Chris and Ashley were looking through the house, and suddenly they were attacked by the maniac. And so Chris, obviously now he was knocked unconscious, he wakes up, the maniac is gone, so is Ashley, and we're going to have to kind of look around for her. The clues should be pretty obvious as to what path you need to follow, but primarily you just want to know that you're going to have to go outside here. So this is the same little path that we took earlier, I believe, as Mike and Jess, I think. I'm not sure, but either way, you're going to want to find this path outside right here. And we're just going to follow it from here. It's all fairly linear, and we're going to be going inside of this kind of big tool shed secondary structure that's attached to the property. And that's when, yet again, we're going to be faced with another big decision. Now, one thing I do want to point out before going into this next area, I told you that you know, at certain times it seems like characters might die or they might live, and in reality, what you do actually has no effect. And as you guys know, in my walkthroughs, I like to refrain from spoiling anything. Even when I am covering older games, I like to not use spoilers in my commentary. And the one thing I'll ask is that anyone following along with this walkthrough, you respect that and play along with the same rules. So if you happen to know what goes on in this story, don't spoil it for anyone else in the comments, because I know that there are a lot of viewers of mine that enjoy the fact that I don't spoil anything, because a lot of the time they have not seen these games for themselves. So just keep that in mind moving forward. That's all I would politely ask of you. But here we go. Now we're going to be thrown into quite a gruesome situation.
Chris, are you there?
Hello, and thank you all for joining me.
Wake up!
Tonight, we're going to conduct a little experiment, sort of test. Now for this experiment, we'll need the cooperation of our 2 test subjects, Joshua and Ashley.
What?
Oh my
But
God.
we're going to need one more brave participant to help decide which subject will live and which will die.
No! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Chris!
Alright guys, so if you couldn't tell, we're basically being thrown
Please everyone
into
calm down.
an episode of
It's all
Saw
very simple.
right now.
Christopher, you will find a lever placed directly in front of you. All you have to do is choose who you will save.
So it's really that easy, guys. You'll see this saw, it's on a mechanical track, and we have to choose which character to kill. Now, because let's take a second to look at these characters. Ashley is the girl that Chris has a crush on. Maybe he's hoping to get laid. Josh is Chris's best friend. Josh is Chris's childhood best friend. And so, for the sake of doing a douchebag edition walkthrough, we're going to prioritize getting laid over a lifelong friendship. So we are going to choose to save Ashley, and we are going to kill Josh in the process.
This is insane!
So here you go. You can grab the lever,
Tell me this isn't happening!
and I'm going to pull it left, which is to say that I'm going to choose to save Ashley. And now you can see poor old Josh is not going to meet a friendly end.
Why would you do this? Oh God, what did I do? Ah! Stop it, you can't do this! Please!
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Blood and guts everywhere. Aren't you glad you watched this video?
No, Dad, don't look, Ashley,
Why
don't look.
can't I look? Chris, please tell me he's
Why
okay
can't I
with
look?
me.
What a stupid thing to say. What do you think just happened? Like,
I'm coming, Ash. I'm gonna get you the
what other outcome could have just occurred that makes you think,
Come on, let's get you down. Come
why
on,
can't I look? What just happened? Like, obviously the saw cut your friend in half. Obviously there's blood everywhere. Obviously there's innards everywhere. What a... Oh, well, you know what, mate? I'm being too hard on Ashley. I'm sure that that's a pretty shocking event to be in. So I take that back. I take back my my rude attitude towards Ashley's reaction.
Blood? Whose blood is that, Ash?
Are you okay?
Chris, what happened?
Josh, what, dude?
He said,
Wait,
not right
what?
in front of us, man.
What are you talking
There's
about?
a maniac.
Maniac?
Oh my god, we gotta get out of here.
I don't understand what
There's
happened.
a maniac, and there was a saw, and it was either him or Ash, and I don't know what to do. It come right through, man, spilling out fucking everywhere.
What? Oh my god, Chris,
And
what?
I killed him.
Whoa,
I
Chris.
killed him.
Whoa,
It was
Chris.
my fault.
Hold on a second.
No, this is insane.
I hate Matt
Go
so
get
much.
him.
Matt's the stupidest character in this game. He's just such a jock meathead.
Matt, we need to go get help now.
Whoa, Chris. God. The dialogue in this game is fantastic.
Mike and Jess are off 69ing each other, and who knows where Sam
I
is.
think she's in the lodge.
Fine, you're right. Get everyone
Alright,
else
guys,
together, but
so
if there's a maniac
anyway,
running
that will
around,
actually
we need to get
basically
help
bring an
too,
end
right? Not
to
just
episode
wait
4. So
around.
quite an eventful episode. We saw
Why are
Jessica
we still talking
meet
about
her
this?
end.
No.
We saw Josh meet his end. And yeah, that is 2 characters down, 6 to go. So quite the eventful episode. Like I said, this is where things really start to pick up. So I hope you're enjoying this walkthrough so far. Again, I understand that this is a pretty casual walkthrough. It's different than anything I've done on the channel before because it's a very different type of game. It's a very unique game. But this is where things really start to get exciting, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it from here on out if you haven't been enjoying it already.
Hello again.
Hello.
Things are getting pretty tense up there, aren't they?
They are. I just said that. Thank you.
Not going the way you hoped it would.
So anyway, we're back in the therapist's office. go ahead and just answer his questions as usual.
And you think that these poor people are getting what they deserve?
So at this point, you might be starting to understand maybe what is actually going on here. But again, it's not something I'm going to talk about until later on.
This game you're playing. You understand that it's not good for you. It's not good for anyone. And I can't say that you're showing much loyalty in the way you're playing.
I really like the lamp on his desk. I don't know what style of lamp that's called, but I like it's like an old school style that you see in like old detective offices. I really like it. If you guys know the style of his lamp, feel free to tell me in the comments down below. But otherwise, guys,
Do you intend to continue with this elaborate self-indulgence?
so that lamp right there on the left, I'd love to know what style of lamp that is. But anyway, guys,
Do you even believe that I am real? The heart of the problem, it all comes down to this.
so I want to thank you for watching. As always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you get the chance. I'm interested to hear what you guys think of the story so far. And that'll bring an end to this episode. I'll see you in the next video.